Hello everyone and welcome to the International Racing League, round 22 here in Australia. And there are some pretty big news entering this round. Team Rocket has been kicked out and banned from the International Racing League competition. If you guys remember the robbery at Silvsko in Japan that happened a few weeks ago, Team Rocket was tied to that and was found out they weren't using stolen parts, only using stolen parts from Silvsko, but from other competitors. Nathan Orman was the person who led the charge to get the team banned, and thus they are out of action for the rest of the year. We have no word if Cathode and Knots have any involvement, but they were both spotted being arrested earlier this week. Richware Racing is taking over their team spots with drivers Jeffrey, who's an Australian touring car driver, former kart driver Gase Bryan, and of course their part-time driver being James Howard. Both Ree and Brian will be running full-time next year with this team. With all that being said, let's take a look at the starting grid. Ingi Eriksson continues her run of form by taking pole on her outside sheer to a rookie. Wesley Jewell, who's doing a great job with the TRD team, proving why he should be with the full-time Toyota camp, is in third. On his outside, Devin Butler. Row 3, Edmund Berlin and Lou Hemmington, Independence Trophy driver. Row 4, Chris Gazzoni and another Independent Trophy driver, Melissa Hart. Row 5, Baton Stinton, another Independent, Pierre Lamont. Behind them is his teammate Alex Howard, who's a kart driver, and Nathan Ormond, who is looking in good spirits considering Team Rocket isn't a thing anymore. Row 7, Victoria Enedolf and John Howard on debut, 14th. Row 8. Wendy Shakaspiri, Independent, and Jay Smithley, good run, qualifying run for her. Row 9, John Ox, who's driving for Power Technologies, and Viola Ling. Ling trying to get her championship back on track, considering Team Rocket's not a thing anymore. Row 10, Alyssa Newson and Tim Courting. Row 11, Aiden Jackson and Caitlin Tannerhill. Row 12, a little deeper in the field than what Evans and DeFthorne wanted to be. Same can be said for Masson is on the outside of row 13, Ackerman on her inside. West and Holiday, right where they expected. Bulger Daniels on the inside of row 15 is the new points leader, and this is definitely not where she wanted to be. On her outside, Rich Roy, which is continuing a long 2022 campaign. Jeffrey making his first start, and Ryan Rickshaw. Both of their teammates are behind him with Raven and Brian. Brian attempted the Gravis City Grand Prix but failed to qualify, so this is his first start. David Bison and Lou Grainer on the next row, and then Souza rounds out where we expect to be everyone. Jake Bennett hit the wall on the outside of turn 2, and Danny Marco had a penalty from last weekend after causing that silly collision with the Team Rocket car of James Cathart, who is probably not going to be seating him. That being said, let's get on with the race. Ingi Eriksson's hoping to continue her good run of form, especially considering the fact that her team is a points leader as we take the green flag. Great start by, I think looks like everyone's staying in line in the back. Eriksson's going to pull a little bit ahead of the rookie and will take the lead. Clearly, here comes Wesley Joel, and we get the two Frank Walker cars side by side. Baton Stinton and Alex Alridge, both are back. John Ox is in that 96 car dupe in the field. Both. Her Alridge, I think, made the round of grab set. Need to check on that as a 3 wide behind them. As they enter turn number 1, here's one of the 3 wide battles of Rickshaw, Roy, and Holiday. They all make contact. They're on the wall already. First caution on lap 2. Holiday and Rickshaw. Grainer's got damage, and that's going to take both the 84 out of the race. This is 77 involved in another incident, but we'll continue going. Eriksson will lead him to the green flag as team radio from the 71. I'll tell him to watch the engine. And it looks like there's some radio problems happening over the 71 camp. New graphics, blue is the pit wall, black is the driver, and if you see anything that's green, that's coming from race control. Red being penalties is Lou Hemmington making it in his Independence Trophy run as the outside line is getting held up by Lou Grainer. Hemmington's first official 4 guaranteed starts will be the next group when they start Daytona. Here's John Ox under attack from Ryan Raver. Raver looking for a ride next year. Jeffrey, this 53 car, he'll be back next year in this car. John Howard on his inside. If you notice, the 15 is a little bit different front end. And what I mean he's running with one less grill. It is legal in the legal in IRL competitions, because that's the only difference. Though, I wonder how that's going to affect the 15 car. Compared to the 53 and 52, there's the 52 on the inside of David Bison. Rich Roy also still running after that lap 1 spin, but that car is significantly damaged, as A. Smithley had just hooked the 77, and Gase Bryan, excuse me, Gase Bryan almost had a moment in his debut. Smithley getting annoyed with the 77. I can't blame everybody. Spatial awareness is a thing. David Bison had a penalty after his antics in the round of Vietnam after he took the lead. And when he was taking the lead, he hooked the 15 car. Well, he's making a charge to the field. He's up in the top 20, around the top 20. Same could be said with the 1179 and whoever the other Ferrari. Chris Regazzoni, who isn't the other Ferrari being Brady Thorne, is going backwards. Not a good start for Regazzoni. He has been announced that or it's not announced, but it's pretty much, at least in the paddock, is believed he'll be keeping this ride next year, as we don't know who his teammate will be. Some said it's been Nathan Jackson, some have said it's Viola, and some has even said it's been Everett Massana. We don't know yet, but anyways, he's gotten passed by Stinton, and now Nathan Norman's making around the inside of the Italian. And Wesley Jules also winding up on the 55 car. Not a good run for Regazzoni. I mean, it's a good run, but it's not going the way he wants it to go, as he's being swamped by an independent circuit car, a car he's usually racing against, and the TRDs. Or one of the TRDs. Speaking of the TRDs, they're the two highest running Toyotas. Probably not a good thing. If you're, Grant, Massana, and Ling are not coming back. Joel, on the inside of the 55 car, I wonder if Hart, that 45, can get up closer and maybe make it around the 55, but Regazzoni is trying to fight against the British driver, but to no avail. And Mr. Joel will take 5th away from the Italian. Though Hart is getting a bit closer. As we mentioned earlier, the two TRDs are the highest running Toyotas, and Wesley Jewell will be, as previously mentioned, will be running with Brady Thorne at Toyota next year. So that should be fun. Anyway, back with the battle for 3rd. They have both Ormond and Jewell have caught up to the 12 and are about to make a pass on him. You can see Luke Grainer's up ahead. This should be fun considering his Grainer's usually a good back marker, and this season has been horrible. There's been talk that he might be retiring and buying more of Acon A Racing. He bought a huge majority of it over the offseason, as we got bought for the lead for him because he's not paying attention, but I think they just came up on him too fast. Ormond takes 3rd, as Devin Butler is now navigating Luke Grainer. Looks like Wesley Jules is also going to have a run on the 12. In at this rate, might want to keep his car clean. He's having a good run for his independence trophy effort. He doesn't need a silly mistake to derail it, as they catch Blue. Now Grainer's not paying attention. He just went from the bottom to the top. He off night for Grainer apparently. He seems like he knows his mistake and moved to the racetrack. Here's Luke Grainer again. Oh boy. Nothing to Grainer's fault, but that car is heavily damaged and very slow. And he's held up Chris Regazzoni. Actually, Regazzoni's fallen deep through the field. I don't know if that's because of him being held up, as Jude took a rookie and Aleutian Ocean, his fellow Japanese drivers, made contact. Looks like they just came up on the 77. Regazzoni gets loose. The rookie moves down, and there's nowhere for Aleutian Ocean to go. And Viola Ling is trying to make a quick gain, a position of that. That could have been Harry. It looks like Viola Ling's going to back out of that situation. Gase Bryan hits the pits. This is a scheduled stop, we think. Here's the 45 car, Alyssa Hart. Great run by her. Maybe we're getting confirmed. Yes, that is like a planned pit stop by the 52 car. That seems a little early though. Anyway, Alyssa Hart trying to keep away from is trying to run down Victoria Antonov while having the 7-time Formula A champion, Formula X champion of Lou Hamilton behind her. Isn't exactly the easiest thing to do. Jeff Reed, the other rich rare car, hits the pits. Looks like those cars aren't getting good fuel mileage. Inge Erickson then will pit on lap 39, the 12 on lap 40. However, the undercut, well, there's Devin Butler in the background, so she's got to have the 71. Where's the 12? There's the 12. Erickson outholds the lead. Anyway, here's Aleutian Ocean, and she has a flat tire. I don't know where she would have gotten that from, but she hits the pits on lap 43. Not a good day for the 30 car. Brandy Thorne, on the other hand, is making her way through the field. Thorne is not coming back to this team next year. This is about for around 15th, we believe. Or actually is, because the full grids are just outside the top 10. But again, Thorne is not coming back to this car next year. She's going to Toyota after Ferrari hasn't had the great season. Some of it, most of it their fault. Some of it unlucky, and Thorne hasn't really made any wrong moves, which is surprising knowing her. Jake Bennett on the inside. Bennett, we don't know what that team's doing next year. We believe it's going to be keeping its front lineup of Bennett and Marco. Considering the fact that Danny Marco is already up in the top 10, that 79 car is flying. As Alicia Newshin is exiting the pits ahead of these two, and they're still side by side. Oh, Newshin just pulling in front of the 5, the 13. The 13's in the wall, the 5's got damage. And the 13 is starting to slow down. There's a lot of damage to the 13 car. I don't know how much to the 5. Here's the onboard of the 30 car. And she just kind of moves up the racetrack. As if there wasn't a whole other line she could stay down, and that is surprising to absolutely no one. So, Alicia Newshin's long night continues to get longer. Inge Harrison holds the lead, but she's in lap traffic. She got past Checa Spear, and now she's being held up by the 77 Luke Grainer, and Devin Butler has a hell of a run on her. Don't know why the 33 didn't move down then, but Butler has a shot, but has to slow up when both cars moved on the racetrack. Harrison, though, not really a lot of road to get by the 77, which is a mistake. Here comes Butler, the Britishman, the British driver, on the inside of the 33, and now what is Luke Grainer doing? Grainer, I think, finally realizes his mistake and moves back up the racetrack. Either he is not paying attention at all, or that 77 is a handful. Devin Butler to the lead, and Inge Harrison continues to get held up by the Scotsman. Here's the points leader of Bulgrid Daniel, running 11th at the moment. Danny Mark is up to 10th, and these two are going to have a duel for 10th. Probably not a good thing that you're running outside the top 10 while your teammate and now points rival is running away, was running away with this. But regardless, Bulgrid Daniel has won a Formula X championship, so she knows a thing or two about well, keeping your car clean and making moves when you need to make them. Danny Marco, I think, is trying to fly through the field and get as many positions as possible, as they're so side by side. Matthew Evans, another guy who's come flying through the field, is behind these two. So, great runs for the 79-10. Bulgrid has also came through the field. I think Marco's does a little bit more impressive, to be honest. This track is really hard to pass, as the 75 is demonstrating. As Marco finally zips up and has to see the position, he's got now Matthew Evans over him. Evans moves up the racetrack, and Marco is trying to get on the outside. Though now the 7 times underneath of them. It looks like the 75 will take the lead, as we get the TRD drivers ganging up on Nate Ormond. This is for 4th. Ormond, you're really going to have to give that one up. They're on the inside line, the preferred line, and they're both there. Though Andonov's having a hard time following her teammate. Kind of surprising. We don't know what Victoria Andonov is doing next year. We don't know if she's staying with Toyota and their development program or heading elsewhere. We've heard that Scandinavia Sport is interested in her talents, though we don't know if that's going to be if she's going to go over there or not. Let's put it like that. Jewel still side by side with Ormond. The inside line is the preferred line, but if you get on the outside, you can really hang it in there, as Nate Ormond is proving to us, but it looks like the force probably can get by the 24 by the time we enter turn 1, and Victoria Andonov's going to have a shot. Let's see what this week can do. Here she comes. Ormond, I think, kind of got loose in turn 2. You might want to let them go and do a crossover, though he's not doing that. I can't blame him. Andonov fights it on the inside. Someone's in the pits at the 52 car. So I'm not sure what their mindless strategy is. They really need a caution to get them back on track. But Victoria gets past the 24 of Ormond, as we're focused on Devin Butler and Inge Harrison, who have been trading the lead back and forth for quite a bit. Harrison looks on the inside, entering turn 1. No. She got loose, it looks like. I had to get out of the throttle. Butler holds the lead, and Ayrton looks like she's, or not Ayrton, yeah, Ayrton, excuse me, he's gonna try to get, oh, the engine's gone, Devin Butler's car. So Devin Butler up in smoke, and that confirms my suspicion that there might be a radio problem, because he's saying no one told him, but they clearly did. And, well, Ingy Ayrton holds the lead, or takes the lead, thanks to the good fortune of the Frank Walker Dodge. Anyways, Shooter Rookie pits on lap 75, 76, this 3 pits, followed by the 12. Let's see, where's Ingy? Ingy has pitted right around the same time the 12 did. Gase Bryan behind her. There's the 12. The battle for the lead is now between the 33 and 12. And here comes... see, that's how you merge out of the pits correctly, guy. Newsham. Anyways, Bernie Thorne's Horde Knight. She was going... she's back in the points, so she's trying to salvage as much as possible. This 79 car is in the points. Or it's more in the points. It's an 8th. Jeffrey, good run. 27th and 28th on debut. Nothing too bad. I think they just want to come home and prove that they're not smashy. And here's the 15 car, who's in the points. A singular point. I try to hold off Aiden Jackson. As we mentioned, that front end's a little bit different. Though the series looked at it and didn't too well. It's the same scenario with Swift Motorsports back in Gravis City when they ran Lance Templeton. The insides of the car were a little different, but it still matched the primary schematics of the Audi and let them go. So notice Aiden Jackson takes 25th as the TRDs are going to fight. You're going to fight despite the fact that Bogart Daniels behind them. I don't think they care. I don't think Victoria Antonov cares. I think she's out there trying to prove that to different team owners that, hey, she is good at her job. Victoria takes the position, though it looks like Wesley Jewell is doing what Orban probably should have done and do a crossover, let her in and come back on the inside. This is what Devin Butler and Ingy Ayrton were doing for most of the time. We weren't shoving them. Jewell on the inside, and in turn 1. Actually, Nate Orman's ahead of these two, so it looks like he was saving his tires. Smart move on the American part. Here comes Bogart Daniels to interrupt the TRD battle. Looks like she might get it done if Antonov can't. Antonov's fading to the outside. The Ford might probably is going to clear her entering turn 1. Bogart Daniels going to get a free spot out of this. Nice move made by the Norwegian. As she got a little loose there. Actually, both of them got loose. Here comes Victoria. Antonov not giving in, it looks like, as they enter turn 3. No, not quite. Bogart got loose again, had to back out of it. Victoria might have to concede the spot as they enter turn 1, and she will. So, Wesley Jewell is going to be able to hold off the 99 car as, I thought it was a pretty good battle between the two of them. As I mentioned, Jewell's going to Toyota. Victoria, well, there's a whole bunch of rumors. This is behind them as they caught lap traffic. Hamilton has an opportunity to pound to the 75. Bogart hooks left and takes the 2 in the wall and wrong with Gase Bryan. The Gase Bryan's debut goes up in smoke. Wesley Jewell nowhere to go. Excuse me, Efra Masana nowhere to go. Masana piles into this and takes herself out of the race. Gase Bryan and Hamilton are also out, and that's a shame. Because Bryan was having a good debut. Why is the 3 on the outside line? Okay, race control made an error, or getting rid of here. That's what it sounds like. So Souza was starting on the inside line instead of the inside. No penalty will be given. Nathan Norman is trying to use that to his advantage as he attacks the Stinton. Excuse me. As the 30 is off being put on the inside spot. Ace Methley is on the move. Whoa! Okay. Ingy Ayrton's becoming more of a nuisance now. Ingy Ayrton. This unit is becoming more of a nuisance now. As there was I don't know if the 14 slid up the track or the 30 moved down the track, but regardless. Top Baton Stinton has reeled in the 12 or the 33, and we're gonna see if the independent driver can claim his first win in IRL competition. We had a part-time driver win. That was the first of the year of Casey James. We're very well could happen again. And this happens often. A lot of these cars very equal most of the time, if the parts are legal. And we get a lot of these part-time guys coming in who have experience in other forms of motorsports, taking it to the top drivers in the world. As Stinton as trying to go around the inside. He's going to take the lead away from Inge Harrison. Clean move made by the 12. And let's see if Inge has anything for him as they enter turn 3. No, not close enough. So Baton Stetton's going to lead his first laps of the year. And Power Technology's first lap of the season. Looking deep in the field, Danny Marco is going for third. An incredible run made by the 79 car. As you can see, this was happening at the same time the battle for the lead was happening. Marco on the inside of, not Devin Butler, that is Nathan Orman. I've only been staring at these cars for what, over a year now. Orman looks like he's gonna get past Danny Marco, and Smithley lifts the heart, says, "Hey, don't forget about me." As she's gonna go to the inside of the 24. Orman might be saving his tires again. Though a little early into the tire to be doing that, I think. Regardless. Third place, Danny Marco. Fourth place, Alyssa Hart. Maybe fifth place for the, I think it's an 89. Meanwhile, in Garrison, they both have cleared Hallucination, who just almost chopped off Danny Marco in the background. Garrison going to have a run on the Dodge of Stinton, side by side down the back straight. As, oh my god, Hallucination almost got hooked again. That 30 car has no mirrors whatsoever. As Newshin Harrison cannot get it done, but maybe she will. And Danny Marco is close up to these two. So, we have a battle for the lead on our hands. And, well, Visante might lose more than just first. As 33 clears him, and here comes Marco, the Canadian, who's been shining tonight, but Stinton is going to hold off the 79 car. And it won't take long before Stinton reels in the 33 again, and has another go. On the inside of the Volvo, entering turn 2, exiting turn 2, can't get it done. Harrison has a better run off the exit, and Stinton comes back in line. I wonder if Marco's going to have a run entering 3. It doesn't look like it. And Stinton, again, closes up to the 33 car, and might have another run entering turn 1, as Harrison's using a lot more brake than everyone else, it looks like. Interesting. Something to watch out for later in the race, supposedly. As Stinton again. Marco, Stinton can't get a run, but Marco will get a run on the 12. Entering turn 3, Marco's going to take the high line. Though Marco can't get anything done of it. We're looking deeper in the field. This is Hallucination again. Wesley Jewell and Wenji Shaka Spire. 3 wide. There's the 79. Oh, the 75s there. This might be an issue. As Boger gets past the last past the 57 or 59. Contact. And we have another crash. That is the other Team Star USA car, Brian Raber. Pierre Lamont's in it. And Hallucination, I think, finally might be done for the day. Lamont was moving down the racetrack, I think, in anticipation. Oh, wow. Okay. Hallucination moved down the track. I think Lamont panicked and moved down as well, and that's what caused that one. Wesley Jewell also involved. Race control knowing what they're doing this time, as the 3 is not in the outside lane. Inge Harrison is going to take the field to the restart, and she gets a great jump on the rest of the field. Caught the rest of them napping. As Danny Marco, the inside line I think got better restart than the 79, as the 12 tries to dive underneath of him, but can't. And now Danny Marco has a run on Harrison. Top 3 is pulled away from the rest of the field. Tim Courting and I think John Howard are playing as an unintentional blocker to the rest of the field. Marco cannot get past the 33. Baton will try. He needs to get past the 79 car first as they enter turn 1 side by side. No, Marco's going to hold him off down the back straightaway. Marco giving it all he works. He's trying to go from last to first, which hasn't been done in quite some time. Danny Marco, a very experienced Canadian driver, just hasn't had the luck I think he would have liked. Few poles this season. Surprisingly, no wins. He's came close though. He was on a string early, and you have 3 poles in a row, and he's gonna hold off this 12 car. So Marco holds second. They both close on the 33, but Stinton is picking up line. Looks like he's gonna run in turn 1. Looks like he will. Down the back stretch. Let's see if Stinton can complete the move this time.
They're at last the field is still hung up by the 30, excuse me, the 5 and 15 and 50 as Baton Stinton still cannot get past Danny Marco. Looks like Marco has found something, which is helping him able to fend off this 12 car. Something that Erickson might be watching, or her spotter might be watching. Entering turn 1, still nothing new. They got lap traffic ahead of them. It's a white car, it's a blue grainer. Down the back stretch. Let's see, will Lou Grainer play nice tonight? Or this time by? Grainer. Stinton on the inside of Marco. Gonna go for another move. Let's see if we can get play this time. Entering turn 1. No, not quite. Erickson's backing off quite a bit. I guess just trying to predict where the 77 car is going to go. As the battle for second rages on behind her, excuse me, as Marco looks like it's the advantage, but Stinton has her run coming down the front stretch. Looks like they're going to encounter Marco, or Grainer, and new second place driver, Baton Stinton, as Stinton is going to try to run down Inge Erickson and claim his first win of IRL career. We haven't mentioned much of Ace Smithley, but Ace Smithley is in the top 5. She's going for 4th. Smithley's probably best run since Gravis City. Not her own fault, though. That car just sucks in general. She's trying to make a move on the inside of the 99, enter for 4th as she got caught behind the lap cars of Bennett and Courting, both of which are owner drivers and both of which are fighting for a position. So you can't really fault them compared to some other idiots out on the track tonight. The battle for 4th though is going to draw on the rest of the field, being Orman, Hart, and Aling, who definitely needs this for her championship bid. I kind of would like to see what Smithy could do to a better car. She has the talent, as she's proving tonight. Maybe a little bit more luck and a bit faster car. I can see her on the top step of the podium, as Stinton has run down Inge Erickson. No hope of lap traffic, I may add. So it looks like that 12 is cooking on something. Here he goes, underneath the 33. Battle for the lead. Let's see if Stinton can reclaim the lead. Versus probably the most dominant car of the night. Side by side, down the back straight. It looks like Harrison holds him off for now. As we're coming close to the final round of green flag pit stops like that. So I wonder if Power Technologies are going to stop the 12 early and try to get around the 33. Anyways. And it looks like Victoria's pitting, so is the 15. This is a few laps late stops, wrapping a lap 154. The 33 pits, 12 pits with her. So it's going to be a pit crew battle. Ace Smithley pits on lap 135. She's having a great run. She went a few laps tonight. Let's see. 33 exit pit lane, right in front of the 12. And there's Danny Marco. So a great stop made by the Scandinavia team, Scandinavia Sport Gang. Holds him off. Anyway, here's Ace Smithley exiting the pits. Let's see where she exits. Now there's Alyssa Hart behind her. First, second, third. She's gonna come out, looks like 4th. Great pit stop by the Arroyant Gang. Meanwhile, here's the battle for the last point. John Knox, Kyle West, and Brandy Thorne, and this Ferrari's having a miserable year. 20 laps. This is gonna be a 20-lap dash between all the leaders. Anyway. You can see, that's the 24 car behind them. That being Nate Norman. Norman had a horrible stop. He went from 4th or 5th to 11th. Same for Victoria in and out. I wonder if they pitted a little too early. Anyways, battle for 25th, or 25th. Actually, it's 25th. It's raging, excuse me, sorry. John Knox trying to hold off Kyle West, who desperately needs this point. And Brandy Thorne, who needs this point a little less. Probably just a morale booster, though she is going to get out of the way for this 24 car of Ormond. And Ormond's trying to go through a few lap cars. Maybe not a smart idea. Hold yours there, bud. Thorne might be using the 24. Hopefully the 80 gets annoyed with the 24 and begins blocking in, and she can get by. Anyway, battle for the lead. More important things are happening. Mainly with these two cars, Erickson and Stinton. Not much time left. This is on lap 161, starting laps 162. Here comes Stinton on the inside of the 33 with help from Jeffrey, who I think is just trying to come out of this race cleanly, which he's doing a great job at, by the way. 15, 53, 52 are having great work. Well, 52 was having a great run before it was wrecked by a demon move. But I've been impressed with the rich rare cars, and I honestly think they'll be a good contender for the bottom half of the points starting next year. Stinton underneath this 33 car, though, giving it everything he can. Though Harrison is going to hold off this 12 car, at least for this time. Ace Smithley, as we mentioned, great run. She's gotten passed by the 11 for 4th. Though this doesn't subtract from that great run. She's on course for a top 5, which, if I'm not mistaken, it will be her first top 5 of this team. Actually, first top 5 in her career. She's been around for a while, but has been driving for teams at the back, as Holiday and Raver have been caught by the leaders. These two have been dueling for a while. Holiday's moved out of the way for the 33. I think the 12 got stuck behind her. Harrison's trying to start to pull away. Okay, Raver's not so much paying attention. Or he doesn't want a Icelander to win. Either or. I think, actually no, he's moving out of the way now. I think he just didn't, I thought he was racing her for a second. Right, oh, whoa, 33 got loose. Here comes Stin. That is, we've never seen cars get run from the outside. I think the 33 might have gotten loose behind the 35 because Stin had a huge run. I don't think Raver knows which lane where to go. Can't blame him. Holiday's following the 33, hoping that the 35 gets washed out of the way. She could have run at him. Oh, okay. That 33 car definitely is loose in turn 3. That's the second time that's happened. Though on this time, Stanton can't capitalize on it. However, he is going to have another run on lap 175 on the inside. We don't have too many laps left, and we're running. And Stanton is running out of time. He's been hounding this 33 car lap after lap after lap, and he's on the inside again. Maybe this time entering turn 3, if the 33 does get loose again, he'll have a good run. But looks like Harrison just has better acceleration. White flag. 1 lap to go. Can Harrison hold off Stinton? They come down into turns 1 and 2. The 12 is starting to gain a little bit. There's some lap traffic ahead. I don't think that's going to be a concern. Stinton looks slow. Entering turn 3 will be enough. Harrison holds the outside just beautifully. She's going to get the run out of the final turn. And in here, Harrison is going to win the round of Australia at a thrilling last lap duel with Baton Stinton. Danny Marco comes home 3rd, holding up a charge from Victoria Enanov, while Ling was gaining on these two. Matthews Evans was able to pass the Ace Smithley, and Alyssa Hart finished where she started. Bogart Daniels had a good climb through the field, and Orman should have gotten better. Berlin had a good run. To rookie, Alridge, Jackson, and Lamont round out your top 5. Other notables, John Howard on debut gets points. A little surprising Jeff Reed didn't, but I guess I know what the rare cars know what upgrades to bring in. And taking a look at your top 25 in points, Danny Marco was able to close on Bogart Daniels, and Inky Harrison's new points haul puts her at a 5th. The series will be in Hawaii next time, and we hope everyone's watching this video, or this race, can make it there.